Hey guys, how's it going? So there's a new breaking update considering the pistol arm brace rule, and this concerns the court order, the injunction from FPC and Maximum Defense. As many of you may already know, a couple days ago, there was an injunction granted, but it was tailored specifically to the plaintiffs, which would have just been a couple organizations and like one person. There has been some clarity put out by the court. However, this could still be interpreted two different ways. So I was just talking to my friend John Crump, and I'm going to show you his website right here where he's uploaded this recent document. I'm going to leave a link to that down there in the description, and shout out to the John Crump news channel on YouTube. So this is good news. I just want to let you guys know this, but we're still not crystal clear who this will exactly cover. Now keep in mind, this is not legal advice. I'm just a regular person like the rest of you, but I'm sure a lot of you have this question right now. So before, it wasn't clear at all whether this would cover any of the FPC members or Maximum Defense members. Now, I think it's pretty clear, this is all just in my opinion, that this is going to cover Maximum Defense's customers. But let's read this. So this is an excerpt, and I'm going to leave the link. Again, check the pinned comment and the description so you guys can read this for yourself. This is an excerpt. It says, "This clarification is granted essentially for the reasons concisely set forth on May 25th, 2023. That's when they had asked for clarification on the previous injunction. Plaintiffs' appellants replied to their opposed motion for clarification of injunction pending appeal. There, the appellants acknowledged that, although a nationwide injunction would have functionally addressed the question of the scope," that's what we all wanted, right, "on which plaintiffs now seek clarity, plaintiffs understand that one was not given, ... Instead, plaintiffs merely request clarification on whether their reading of the term plaintiffs to include the customers and members whose interests plaintiffs, Maximum Defense, and Firearms Policy Coalition have represented since day one of this litigation is correct." That reading is correct. Also, as requested, the term plaintiffs, in this case, including the individual plaintiffs' resident family members. Now, let's go back to this word represented, because represented actually has two definitions, okay, that are distinctly different from each other, and both versions of represent or represented are actually used in court. So it says, "have represented since day one of this litigation" is correct. Now you can look at it two ways. I'm going to read from Oxford Dictionary. The first definition is, "be entitled or appointed to act or speak for someone, especially in official capacity." That would be like if you have legal representation. Now, if that is the definition that we're going to go with, then it almost looks like that it had to have been a member of FPC the day that they started to become represented in court by the plaintiff's lawyers, okay? So if you read it that way, again, in my opinion, leave me comments down below, okay? John Crump and I were just talking on the phone, and we both have this same question, and it's a valid one. So that would mean that you would have to have been a member of FPC from day one of the litigation. However, there's a second definition of represent or represented, and this is also used in court. And the second definition is constitute or amount to. And here's an example. This figure represents 11% of the company's total sales. So when you're in court and you're putting forth evidence or statements to the court, you would say, "I assert," or "I represent to the court that all of my members are being harmed." See? That's a way represent or have represented from day one. So when you reread this again, is it saying that we're represented, meaning we're part of Firearms Policy Coalition, a member, the day they were represented, having someone appointed to speak on their behalf, represented by legal counsel? Yeah, is that what they're talking about from day one? Or is it just simply that the plaintiffs, in this case FPC, have been representing, so constituting, asserting to the court from day one that all of their members, which in that case could include any time, this is just in my opinion, including ongoing or people that just became members right now. Now, I'm going to bring up one more thing where the plot thickens just a little bit. If you go to Firearms Policy Coalition to become a member, there's several different dollar amounts you can donate, either on an ongoing monthly basis, or you can just essentially donate one time. But it doesn't say anything in there about an expiration or whether it expires. So there might be another group of you that might have donated, because it seems to me, going back about 3 years ago, you could donate as little as $5 to Firearms Policy Coalition. So if you donated $5 or $30 or $100 3 years ago, have you been a member this whole time? See, they don't use the word lifetime membership when you go to donate. It's just you can donate, and you can donate monthly, or you can donate once. So I don't know if there is any expiration on the firearms, on the FPC's membership. So that's another thing that makes it interesting. So yes, this is good news. It does open it up to where, at the very least, depending how you use the word represented, because one more time, it does serve two separate definitions that both happen to be used in courts and in the legal sense. It looks like, for sure, just in my opinion, not giving you guys legal advice, not telling you anything other than just bringing this up so you all can think about it. That's the whole purpose of this video. I think this is going to cover, this injunction, people certainly that were members of FPC from day one of the litigation. No matter how you read the definition, in my opinion, that would apply. It also should cover any of the plaintiffs that were Maximum Defense customers from day one, no matter how you read it. Now, if you're a customer of Maximum Defense after day one of litigation, or if you became a member of FPC after day one of litigation, maybe, I don't know. Now look, this next thing I'm about to say, nothing's guaranteed in the legal system whatsoever. However, there's a huge case that GOA is part of that is also seeking an injunction. And they are going back and using what's going on right now with this FPC injunction for their arguments and their court case. In my opinion, just from things I've heard from insiders, there's a very strong likelihood that GOA, in their case, may be getting something similar to this in the very near future. So, you might want to look into becoming a GOA member. It may make you part of the injunction. May. I'm not promising you anything. But also, at the very least, you can see GOA as well as FPC are both groups that are out there fighting this tyrannical pistol brace rule. So I would suggest supporting them if you can in either instance. Let me know down in the comments. I'm trying to be totally fair with this video. It's just, I was sitting here thinking, okay, this reminds you back when Clinton was president, right? And it got down to, depends on what the definition of the word is. Now, I'm being hyperbolic, obviously, but I think I'm bringing up a good point here that probably has a lot of people confused. First of all, go back and look at the source document. I am going to link that down in the description and the pinned comment. Also, just look at the word represented. Are they talking about this representation of this has been made since day one, or is it the people that were represented by the legal counsel for the plaintiffs? Let me know what you think. There's internet lawyers that might be able to completely clear this up, but we're in the 11th hour. So I wanted to throw this out there right now, and hopefully there'll be some clarity on this, either from the court in the very near future, or hopefully one of the internet lawyers can do a good job dissecting this and be able to figure out exactly which form of the word represented, which definition of it is being used in this key sentence by the judge. All right, guys, I'll be back on here soon because there's a lot going on in the United States and especially in Michigan. All right, thanks for watching and have a good one.